Sup Minecrafters, I am on my test world and in the Nether again, but I did fix the little issue I had on the blaze farm, the glitching pistons. It was my fault, it was some stupid wiring in the back, so I got rid of that problem. The other little thing I should mention about the blaze farm is the glowstone that I had in the crusher itself on the floor. There was a bunch of XP falling through the glowstone block, and even though I went from 0 to 36, I'm not sure if I got all of the XP, because when I did some more later on off camera as it were, I realized that some of the XP balls were sitting down behind blocks that I weren't reaching, so unless I jumped up and down I didn't get them. So I replaced the glowstone. Anyway, I have been playing around with various ideas for Ghasts, Pigmen and Magma cubes, like an all-in-one solution. And this crazy looking stuff over here is all kind of failed experiments. None of them really work properly. I had attempted to use trapdoors where they would hit these pressure plates as they were going down, and well, the signal was reversed so that they were open, and then when they passed down through the switch they would close behind them and they wouldn't be able to fly back up, was the idea. I messed around with that, with distances, and actually none of those are still intact. They've all been broken because I destroyed blocks and stuff. So I can't really show you those because those aren't set up the way they were. But what I have come up with is this little section from here going to the right. What I wanted to do is come up with something modular, so I could, before I build it for real, I could go into MC Edit and take this section here and clone it and lengthen it out, and then I could also drop a level above, below, and then really run it through some tests, see how it works. Let me try and explain it a little bit. This center row of cobble here is the spawning pad for, well, big enough for Ghasts. 4 high, there is 2 spaces either side clear. I'm not sure exactly how much width they need, but 5 should be plenty. I know they definitely only need 4 high, even though the wiki says they need 5 high. In this case it's wrong. So they will spawn along here, Ghasts, but also you'll get Pigmen and Magma blazes along this. So the idea with that is that they could drop off into a channel. This row of cobble here, or these 3 rows, are basically kind of safety rails to stop the Ghasts going out in this direction. They can only go in this direction. And then I figured, well, I could add into that and I could spawn Pigmen in this 2 high space here, and they could drop off again into a channel here and use full damage to kill them. The Ghasts and the Magma cubes wouldn't suffer full damage, obviously, with Ghasts because they fly, but Magma cubes can fall from any height without taking full damage. That may change, we've yet to see. Slimes take full damage, Magma cubes don't, but we'll find out soon enough. Anyway, on the left hand side, this is the actual mechanism side of it. What happens here is you've got a gap that is 4 and a little bit wide. It's not 4.5, but it is just over 4 blocks wide because of the fence posts. So what they would do is they bang up against this, and as they drop down 3 blocks below there's these switches on top of the fence posts, and they are 3 blocks space between them, so that because they're 4 by 4 by 4 cubes, if they're not touching this one, they will then be touching that one. So if they're level with this, they will activate these pistons above, which is actually, like I said, 3 blocks higher. So it would actually collide with the top of their hitbox and give them a bit of a shunt. And because they'd be kind of squashed between this and this, it should pop them down a little bit, because it's only the top row of their 4 high hitbox. So again, I've got to test that, see how it works in practice, which is going to be tricky, but that's the basic idea. You've got a piston, 3 spaces, another piston, and when we get to this end, that's the end of the pattern repeat right there. So I can add on another row right onto the end of this infinitely, and there's just enough wire to go from here all the way up and power both of these from either switch. And that's about it. That's the concept. I'm gonna have to hook it up and go into the testing phase. I have to decide whether I just want to have a vertical row of these going up really high, and the other option is to offset each set of these, and when they drop down, they would drop down and then go over, drop down and go over, a traditional kind of stair system, and try and funnel them down to a more centralized area. So yeah, we shall see how this works out. Alright, catch you later guys.